Wagwan, everyone, and welcome to Film Shrapnel, your number one spot for everything movies. And what's shrap-a-lapping? My name's Tobias, and this is my co-anchor and partner in crime, Craig Britton. Hello, Craig.
Hey, how's it going, man?
I'm good. What's shrap-a-lapping, peeps?
So today we're talking about the Oscar nominations, Academy Awards for 2024.
2024. Yeah.
Now,
I'm quite excited because you know what? You sent me a list, Craig. I've seen on the internet some of the big ones, but I've actually really done my best to avoid having a look. So I'm going to experience as much as I can for the first time.
fair
But
play.
but to be fair, I use the internet, so like there's clearly some stuff I can't avoid.
Yeah, you will see things anyway. It's going to happen.
Yeah.
And some of them I think were a little bit expected anyway, so it's not too crazy. I mean, I'll be honest as well. I've only seen from the films that are nominated. I've seen Barbie, I've seen Oppenheimer, and I've seen about half of Killers of the Flower Moon. So I've not seen a lot of the stuff here. Like I've read like when the nominations were released, I was like, okay, let me see what these are about. Then just to have a look at the plot and stuff and who's in it. That's pretty much where my knowledge ends. So yeah, I don't really know too much either, really. So a lot of the stuff we're going to do is basically pure speculation. We don't really know anything, do we?
No,
At this point.
like I say, I think I'm the same as you. I haven't even watched Oppenheimer or Killers of the Flower Moon yet, but I will by the time we do our Oscars predictions. I've got a lot of catching up to do over the last year,
Yeah,
which is
I do.
wild, isn't it? Because we did like a 2023 roundup, and I talked about my favorite films of the year, and I didn't mention but I think technically that came out in 2022, so I'm not going to hold myself to that. But none of the films that I said I think ended up nominated. Like none of them.
Yeah, I had Barbie on my list because I thought that was quite good. And I've got some stuff to say about that in a minute. That's quite important, but we will get there when we get there.
Hmm.
So I have a list of the nominees right in front of me from the Oscars website. Would you like me to read them out and we can
Go
like
on.
discuss what we think?
Let's roll through it, man. Let's roll through it.
Nice. Okay. Right. The first category that they've listed. It's not to me. This is not the biggest one. I always think best film is, but they've put actor in a leading role first.
Okay.
So our nominees are Bradley Cooper for Maestro, Coleman Domingo for Rustin, Paul Giamatti, The Holdovers, Cillian Murphy in Oppenheimer, and Jeffrey Wright in American Fiction. Off the top of my head, I'll say a couple of things. I'm not surprised about Bradley Cooper being nominated Maestro. Rustin, I've never heard of. The Holdovers, I'd never heard of until I heard they were nominated and stuff. And I quite like Paul Giamatti, by the way.
Yeah.
Cillian Murphy for Oppenheimer. I don't know if that belongs there, to be honest.
Oh,
Jeffrey
really?
Wright. Yeah, I've got opinions on Oppenheimer. I've got to share with you at some point. Um, Jeffrey Wright for American Fiction. The plot sounds really interesting. I do like Jeffrey Wright in Westworld. I've seen him in some other stuff as well. Although he does seem to always play a certain type of character. But I think he is a good actor. But I haven't seen the film, so I can't say. What are your thoughts, man?
I mean, are there any snubs that we can think of? Like, who deserved to be there that isn't there for
Uh,
for best actor? I mean, is that a good list? Is that a list that we can agree with?
I think of the people in this list, I wouldn't be surprised if Bradley Cooper wins it. Um, I
Well,
don't.
interestingly, I saw something the other day. Apparently, he's like one of the only people to have directed himself to an Oscar nomination for Best Actor.
Uh-huh. You know, so we have another pod that we're going to do in a bit about Oscar stuff. And one of the things I came across was that a lot of guys, a lot of actors who direct themselves don't usually win Best Actor, or vice
Mm.
versa, I think. So
And
maybe he won't win it then.
has he been nominated before for a film he's directed as well?
I have no idea. I could research it, but it might take me a minute.
I think he did Star Is Born, didn't he? Didn't he direct that?
I think he did. So, okay, I see. In 2019 Oscars, Bradley Cooper was Best Performance by an Actor in a Leading Role. He was nominated, but he didn't win.
Did
But
he?
the film won one Oscar, Best Achievement in Music Written for Motion Pictures Original Song, which
But,
technically went to Lady Gaga and Mark Ronson and two other guys.
but did he direct it?
Did he direct it? Let me see. Star is Born. Yeah, he did. He directed it. He was
Ah,
nominated for Best uh, Actor. He didn't get a nomination for Best Director, but didn't win anything anyway.
but
So
there
that's
you.
interesting.
So this is the second time he's nominated for Best Actor for a film he directed. So he knows how to direct himself, which is kind of interesting.
Yeah, I don't know what I think about that. I can't really imagine what that's like. I've always wondered how it's like to be uh, like acting in a film which you also direct. How do you work that way? Like, how do you handle it? But there we go.
Yeah.
What do you think about Paul Giamatti and Cillian Murphy?
I mean, as individuals, I like them. I'm a fan of Paul Giamatti, but I haven't seen the film. Um, and I like Cillian Murphy, but I haven't seen Oppenheimer. Although uh, I won't name names, but I did have a drama teacher who said that he went to school with Cillian Murphy, or Killian Murphy, however he
I think it's
pronounces it.
actually Killian. I actually found that out recently, but I always forget.
Yeah,
It's a K.
I thought it was Killian. So like, yeah, he said that he went to school with Killian Murphy and was in the same drama class. And when we were like, oh well, what was he like? And he was like, oh, he's a total wanker. And like, I mean, obviously, I don't know how true that is. Maybe my old drama teacher was just maybe he was just a bit jaded. But yeah, he said he wasn't very nice. So, I've always had this thing like, oh, I don't like him then because I like my drama teacher. But I, I really do like him as an actor. I think he is a quality actor. And if he is an arsehole, he's earned the right to be.
Fair play.
Yeah, fair
Out
play.
out of these 5 films, sorry, I've only seen Oppenheimer, and I don't know what I think of his performance. I guess it's okay. I don't know if it's Oscar worthy, to be honest. I do know that Paul Giamatti was once, I think he was once nominated an Oscar, right? For something years and years ago, but he didn't get it. I
Maybe.
don't. Let
Maybe
me see.
sideways. Maybe
Sideways, I think that was it. Yeah, which I haven't seen.
it's good. It's interesting that it's Rhino and Sandman from different Spider-Man franchises.
Oh, actually, no, he wasn't nominated anything. So I guess that's wrong. Maybe we'll cut that.
Wow. Still though, Sideways, cracking movie. He deserved to be
Yes.
nominated. Really, really good movie.
Yeah, I'm actually want to watch it now because of
Because of this mistake, we will now watch
yeah.
Sideways. Because why the fuck not? What else have you got?
Right. The next category they've listed is actor in a supporting role. The nominees are Sterling K. Brown in American Fiction. I don't think I know who he is.
Oh, but you know
Uh,
what? I've heard a lot of good things about American Fiction, but again, I haven't seen any of these fucking films. So
yeah, I think I will like American Fiction, to be honest.
yeah, it
Um,
sounds like everyone's really digging it.
Yeah, but I had no idea about it until literally I saw the nominations. So
Yeah,
I was super behind. The next nomination is Robert De Niro for Killers of the Flower Moon.
another
Then
one.
there's yeah. Then Robert Downey Jr. for Oppenheimer. Ryan Gosling for Barbie, and then Mark Ruffalo for Poor Things. And I think that's a tough one because I've seen three of them.
You
Uh,
have?
well, I've seen a good chunk of Killers of the Flower Moon. I've seen Oppenheimer and I've seen Barbie. Uh, I don't know about Sterling K. Brown in American Fiction because I don't know anything about that film yet, really. Mark Ruffalo in Poor Things. I've seen only like the trailer, maybe some clips, and I think it's supposed to be quite funny, and I think he's supposed to be quite good in it as well. So I don't know
Hmm.
what I think there.
I mean, you know, I I've heard good things about Mark Ruffalo's performance, but I mean, the little clip I've seen of Oppenheimer, I mean, I really think it's going to go to Downey Jr. this year.
Hmm.
We'll do our predictions for another time. We'll save our predictions closer to the actual ceremony. But
When we've
I will,
actually seen more of the films.
yeah. But I have to say my early prediction before seeing anything would be Downey Jr.
Hmm. I think that might have like that could be a good one. He is. I wouldn't say it's like the most amazing performance that he gives, but you can clearly see that he's very committed to it. He's kind of. I'm kind of gonna. I'm gonna ruin it a little bit for you.
No,
You don't want me to? Not at
no,
all. Oh, you don't.
no.
Oh, I have things to say. Okay, I'll stop with
Say
there
him on
then.
your own time. Say
I
him
will
on your
say.
fuck. Don't ruin the film for me. Shit.
All right then. I'll just say that he's committed. You can see that he's very committed to it. That's it.
Okay. He's always
Uh,
committed. He's
I know, but
that kind of guy.
there is a there's a high level of commitment there. I feel from him in that role. Uh, Ryan Gosling in Barbie is an interesting one, but I do think that he quite made that film
I
quite
mean,
funny. He was
should
quite good in it.
should we discuss the elephant in the room about this nomination that
Go on.
everyone's talking about it, and it's something that I haven't been able to avoid. That he's the only person nominated for an Oscar
Yeah.
individually from the Barbie film, and he's male. And people can't help but point out the irony that you know it's a film about female empowerment. I think. I mean, to be fair, I haven't seen all the films, but I thought Margot Robbie was perfect for Barbie.
Yeah.
Like, maybe not Oscar winning, but I mean, if Ryan Gosling's getting nominated, she by default absolutely should as well, because
Hmm.
she was genuinely perfect for that role. Um, and I suppose we'll get into it later, but also Greta Gerwig didn't
Yeah.
get nominated.
I was going to mention that in a minute. Like, I think that her directing really made that movie.
Yeah,
Like, and to
absolutely.
her, yeah, like for them to just completely snub her, I found that quite astonishing, actually.
Yeah, like I say, I don't think Ryan Gosling was the best part about that film at all. I think
Mm,
the direction and Margot Robbie sort of married together really sells the whole film for me. So I'm actually really surprised. I'm really surprised that Ryan Gosling's getting this over anyone else because again, I just don't see him. He wasn't. I thought Michael Cera was better than Ryan Gosling in Barbie. I thought he deserved more of a best supporting actor nod than than Ryan Gosling because
I
Ryan
think,
Gosling's just playing himself. Like I don't get. I mean, look, I don't hate Ryan Gosling or anything. It's just I don't get the hype. I feel like he's just the same in every movie. So I don't really understand why everyone loves him so much. I think he's all right. Like again, I'm not offended by him. I don't hate him, but I don't really get why people love him as much as they do. Maybe I've missed something. Maybe there's a key film I'm missing.
You got some
I,
points.
I'm
You
not a
got some
huge
points.
fan. I'm not a huge fan of him.
Yeah. Fair play, fair play. I wouldn't be too surprised. No, actually, no, I don't think he will win. Now I think about it. I think Robert De
No.
Niro won't win because I think I don't know. My question here really is: does
He's
Robert Downey
won.
Jr. already have an Oscar or not?
No.
I have a feeling that they could skip out on Robert De Niro just to
Wait,
give it to Robert Downey Jr.
did he get it for Tropic Thunder?
Oh, I'd be very surprised if he did. Though
I'm
that's a
sure.
great performance.
I'm sure he was nominated, wasn't he? I know he was nominated for his Chaplin biopic.
Yes, he
Um,
was, and he was nominated Best Supporting Actor for Tropic Thunder,
yeah,
but he
there you
didn't
go.
win, so he's not won an
Uh,
Oscar. So I think
I
my
knew he. I
theory
knew he was
is,
nominated. I knew he was
yeah,
nominated. Yeah.
I think that this might be his year to get one. Robert Downey Jr. I'm sorry, Robert De Niro. I think if he, I mean, he's already got a few, right? I'm not sure how
Yeah.
many times he's won plenty of shit. Ryan Gosling, I think, it's an interesting one, but I don't think he'll get it. Mark Ruffalo, I can't say. Sterling K. Brown, I can't say. So based on my limited information, that's my guess for now.
Fair.
Shall we move on to the next one? So we got actress in a leading role. The nominees are Annette Bening
No.
in Nayad.
Well, we know Mark. We know Margot Robbie's not here.
Yeah, we know she's not here. She
It's
should
wrong.
be.
It's wrong. She should be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Lily Gladstone, Killers of the Flower Moon. Sandra Hüller, I think that's how you pronounce it. It's got like two dots above the U, so I guess it's like German or something.
Paula.
Anatomy Holler, I don't know. You tell me.
I don't know.
Anatomy.
I don't know either. I don't know either.
Anatomy of a Fool. Carey Mulligan for Maestro and Emma Stone for Poor Things. I've only seen Lily Gladstone in Killers of the Flower Moon, but I think Emma Stone is probably the best for this because I
Well,
think a
she's
lot of
already
people
got
really
one.
like her in Poor Things. Has she?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, you did. What? Everyone
What
knows.
for which film?
La La Land.
Ah, I didn't know she got something for that.
Oh, come
Okay,
on.
guess
Yes,
it.
you do. That was when they. That's when they accidentally announced that La La Land won Best Film. But
Oh,
they had the wrong envelope. The envelope had said Emma Stone for La La Land, so they just
uh
read the
huh,
wrong thing out.
uh huh.
So
Yeah, I
Emma
remember when that
Stone.
happened.
Yeah. So yeah, Emma Stone one has got one.
Well, good for her.
But again,
Uh,
it's a movie with Ryan Gosling, so I haven't watched it.
you have a vendetta now.
I just don't. I haven't even seen the new Blade Runner film. Like, I'm not a huge Ryan Gosling fan, but I will say I did. I don't know what it's called, but I did watch a film with Ryan Gosling where he's like in love with a mannequin. That's a good
Yes,
film.
yes, I've
But
seen that one as well, but I can't remember what it's called.
yeah, I really can't remember the name of it. But yeah, quality film, quality film. I really enjoyed that one.
Yeah, pretty weird.
Yeah,
So,
the
what do you
one
think
Ryan
of?
Gosling film that I like.
So, what do you think of the actress in a leading role nominees? What do you have any thoughts?
I mean, again, it's hard to have an opinion without having seen them. But these are all great actresses. But yeah, it's just hard not to point out that Margot Robbie really should be there.
Yeah,
Um, and you know, I thought Mia Goth, I think that's her name, Mia Goth. She's put in like a ton of really decent performances recently, and I really quite liked her in. Is this sorry? Is this best leading actress or best supporting actress?
leading.
Oh, well, I
Still,
mean, I reckon
continue.
Mia, Mia Goth's definitely getting an Oscar nod one of these days. I'm telling you, she just needs to be in the right film. I love her in everything I see her in. Do you know who she is? She's the girl with like no eyebrows.
I've seen pictures of her. Yeah,
Yeah,
I've heard of a
she's so
couple of
cool.
films. Was she in that one that you quite liked by the son of
Yeah, Infinity
oh,
Pools.
that's it.
She,
Yeah, yeah.
by Brandon Cronenberg. Yeah,
Yes,
Infinity
yeah.
Infinity Pool's great. She's great at it. Um, yeah, big fan of Mia Goth.
Mm. I'll
I think
be yeah.
I think she's one to watch for the future. She'll get an Oscar. Sorry, that's a bit
Yeah.
of a tangent because yeah, but I mean, I might, I don't know if you could have called any of her performances Oscar worthy this year, though. In all fairness, as much as I say she'll get one day, yeah, it's not today, it's not this year.
I'm wondering about this Sandra Hüller for Anatomy of a Fool. So
Yeah,
I've
I've
heard
not
of
heard.
Anatomy of a Fool. From what I understand about the plot, is it's kind of I think it's a French film, but I think she's German actually, and it's something about like a husband dying under suspicious circumstances, and her
Right.
son is like partially sighted or something, and I think it's like I think it might be a kind of a court thing or something. I don't know. I could be very wrong there, but I think it's about like finding out what happened. So I'm curious to see what that will be like. I have no idea what Carey Mulligan's performance is like in Maestro. I think she plays the wife of the guy in it. I can't remember his name, who Bradley Cooper's supposed to be playing. And I've never heard of Niad, so I don't know what to say there.
No, this is the thing. I'm not familiar with all of them.
Next category is actress in a supporting role. So we have Emily Blunt in Oppenheimer, Danielle Brooks, The Color of Purple, America Ferrera in Barbie, which is interesting, Jodie Foster in Nayad, and Davini Roy Randolph in The Holdovers.
Oh, so there is someone getting nominated other than Ryan Gosling for Barbie.
Yeah,
That's not what I'd heard. I'd heard only Ryan Gosling was nominated, so I stand corrected.
yeah. I mean, I don't know if I think America Ferrera should be there. I think that is just them putting her there because they didn't put. I think there were some compromises here with some of the nominations. I don't know.
Mm.
Nothing against her performance, but I just didn't think that it was that amazing.
It's not Oscar
Uh,
worthy.
no, and I'll be honest as well with Oppenheimer. I kind of found Emily Blunt annoying. Actually, she's really annoying in the film.
Interesting. Interesting. I wasn't expecting you to say that. She's a good actress.
She is a good actress. I just feel that they tried to make her this like kind of hot-headed wife character that it just kind of I don't know. It just kind of annoyed me a bit. Uh, there,
Mm.
I have a lot of stuff that I need to share with you, Oppenheimer, when you've seen it. Um, yeah, the more I think about it, the more it annoyed me. Actually, I don't know why it's got so many nominations. I think in total it's got 13 nominations this year, and I just like I like Nolan. I make that clear. I like a lot of the stuff he did, but I just don't think that he did a great, like, amazing. I don't think he was the right director for this movie. It's what I think. That's my opinion of Oppenheimer.
Interesting. Oh, it's so interesting that your opinion of Oppenheimer. I can't wait to watch it now because
I really want
I
you to like it.
from my perspective, it seems like it's definitely the front runner for the whole
Yeah,
show.
yeah, it looks that way. But I just don't. I mean, I need to see the other films. Maybe my opinion will change. But I just think that there's probably better options out there, to be honest.
Fair. I'm actually you made me more interested to watch it.
Watch it, yeah. We got to watch all these. We got to at least cover the best film category, best motion picture, whatever the frick it is
Mm.
category. I think I'm trying my best, but everything's fucking 3 hours long these days. It's
Yeah,
so so annoying. And it's 10 movies instead of like was there 8 before? Now it's 10. Before that,
yeah,
it
but
was like 4.
it used to be like five. Yeah,
I don't know. It's getting ridiculous. All
yeah.
right. Next category is animated feature film. Uh,
Well, I know this. There's a Studio Ghibli film.
yeah, but there's also another film that might surprise you here as well.
There's a Spider-Man film.
Yes, yes. So I'll tell you the nominees. We got The Boy and the Heron.
Yeah,
That's Hayao Miyazaki and
that
Toshio Suzuki.
that's Studio Ghibli.
Yes, yeah, that's a Studio Ghibli film right there. I've heard that it's good, but it's not the best they've made. But I don't know, maybe they'll get something, because Studio Ghibli has been around forever. Everyone loves it. So I wouldn't be surprised if they get something. Uh, I'll be honest, the next three nominations I don't know anything about. We have Elemental by Peter Son and Denise Ream.
I think that's
Don't know
Disney.
anything.
That's
Okay.
like Dis-
Ah,
Disney or Pixar, one of them.
is it with like the fire and the water people that fall in love or something?
No idea.
Okay, if it's
No,
that one,
it's barely bleeped on my radar. I just know I'm aware of its presence.
yeah. I mean, I am the same, really. I know it exists and that's about it. But I'm a bit surprised if that's there. But who knows? It could
Oh,
be good. I don't know anything about
Did
it.
Disney always get nominated, man? If they release something that's like by law, Walt Disney will come down and murder you if you don't nominate one of their films. Like it's it's sort of a guarantee every year. If Disney puts a film out, it's definitely going to get Oscar nominations because I think it's part of their sales tactics that it's like, well, our films consistently get Oscar nominations because they're so good, but actually, no, it's probably some backdoor deal where it's like, even if we make a shit film, you still have to nominate us.
Yeah, it does
And
feel that way, doesn't it?
I've heard this Elemental film's not very good.
I've heard it's a bit 50-50. Some people think it's all right. Some people not like don't like it at all. I
What
don't know.
50-50 is, some people think it's bad, some people think it's all right.
Yeah.
No one thinks it's good. So that's
Yeah,
50-50.
I haven't heard anybody say like, "Oh, have you seen this new Elemental film? It's really great." I haven't heard
Yeah,
anybody talk of it in that way. I haven't had any
exactly.
commotion about it, so
Yeah.
that's why I say that way. That's why I say 50-50. Um, so the other three films we have are Nimona. I'm not going to read
No
all the
idea.
names because there's lots of names. I don't know these people. Robot Dreams and Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse.
I mean, I,
So
I've watched the Spider-Man one.
yeah,
I love it. I love him. I can't wait for the part two,
do you
which we
feel
could
that it's
probably call part three.
yeah? Do you think that it's like Oscar-worthy animated feature film?
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah,
yeah, that is that good. You
yeah,
think?
yeah.
Ah,
I feel like it's taken the first one and it's gone, oh, let's do this, but more, and they do it well. And it's again, it's another really good, fun film. The plot line is good. I like the plot a lot. They're doing a lot with like the multiverse and stuff. They're really playing with like the scope of what's available, and they're delivering as well. It's not like they're under, like, they introduce all this scope and then it's not underwhelming. They still deliver, even though they show you just how vast the scope of possibility is. They don't disappoint what they put on screen. um
hmm.
Having said that, I know a lot of people are annoyed because it ends on a cliffhanger, because it's a part one of two. Like, there is a second part to the story. It is leading to something else. So I suppose you could argue it's not self-contained, and therefore it's hard to really judge it as a self-contained story because there's still 50% of the story that we haven't seen yet. But I think as it stands, fucking brilliant.
And in terms of animation style,
Oh God, I mean, everything that was amazing about the first one is present and doubled down on here. It's great.
Hmm.
It's a visual feast. You know, there are very few films that treat you with such spectacle as the Spider-Man Spider-Verse movies do. They are a visual, uh, they're just groundbreaking in how their animation is done. Like, I've never seen so much going on in one frame. And I suppose you might make an argument that that's like a negative thing. Maybe there are people out there that really don't like the visual style of the Spider-Man movie, uh, because it is quite messy. But I think that lends itself to its comic book nature. So yeah, I like it. I think it's great. I think it's fantastic.
Okay, I might actually watch that then because I've avoided them. So well, not avoided, but
You've
I just
avoided.
haven't got around to. I just haven't got around
Are
to
you
watching them yet.
kidding
I
me?
don't know.
Dude, they're some of the best Spider-Man films ever made. They're really good.
Okay, okay,
They're
I'll watch
fucking
them.
class. Yeah, they're really good. You should watch them.
All
They're
right.
very they're so the first one is great. I remember seeing them in it, like the guys who directed it in an interview, and they were like, "We just had so many ideas that we didn't end up going with." The scope of what they could do and want to do. Like, I think they're building towards a proper like Spider-Man team up where all the best Spider-Men, that everyone loves, are all just gonna make a proper fucking giant spider team and team up and kick ass. And then that might even spill on into the live action universe as well, if people dig it.
That sounds like something that could happen. Whenever I think of this kind of approach to storytelling, it does feel like a lot of the time it will culminate in them all getting together and fighting
Oh yeah.
together. So
Oh yeah. But you have to earn it for it to be good. And I think,
yeah.
over three films, they would have definitely earned it. I think you'd really like this new Spider-Man film. I without having seen all the other ones, I would say this one would definitely win. Um,
Hmm.
but again, I haven't seen the Studio Ghibli one, and I have heard that it's like phenomenal. So I'll give it a watch. The other ones on the list, because I've heard of Elemental, but the other two on the list, I don't think I've heard of.
Mm-hmm. God, it makes you think there's so much to watch. All right, let's move on to the next category then.
Mm.
Uh, I'm not going to read the names of these guys because I don't know them and I'm not sure what it will mean to
It's all
us.
right.
But it's for cinematography. So we have El Conde, which I've never heard of, Killers of the Flower Moon, Maestro, Oppenheimer, and Poor Things.
So what's this?
Uh,
What's this for?
Cinematography.
Oh, it'll go to Oppenheimer. This one.
You think so?
Al- Although I have heard Poor Things is meant to be like visually quite stunning,
Yeah. I
and
don't know
also
much about the.
Napoleon. Is Napoleon? Did you say Napoleon's nominated?
No, no, I don't think Napoleon's got anything.
Oh shit!
Did you watch Napoleon?
No, I tried to. It's boring. I fell
I
asleep.
didn't. I didn't want to say anything because my wife bought tickets to watch it on the first of the year. And I was really happy actually. It's like, oh, right, yeah, I'm really excited to see this movie. I didn't like it much either. There's so many problems with it,
Yeah.
and like I just keep thinking and I keep telling everyone this. There's one bit where Napoleon fires a cannon at one of the pyramids in Egypt, and I just think it's so stupid because that never happened. And like if that did fucking happen, everyone would like when you go to the pyramids and you see that big hole over there. That's from Napoleon. He fired a cannon up there. Like everyone would
I mean,
fucking know.
it's
Why would you include that in the movie? It's just, ugh.
it's a historical reimagining.
Yeah, and it's kind of stupid. Like I keep thinking of that line. Uh, I don't know if you saw enough of it, but there's one bit where Hakeem, I think is how you pronounce it, Joaquin, goes to one guy. I think he's an English guy. You guys think you're so great because you have boats or something like that to something like some British guy, and I think like I actually laughed. when he said that. And I don't know if that was supposed to be funny. I don't think it was supposed to be funny. Uh, but I don't know. There's some weird dialogue in it. I was expecting more action, and I think they could have probably squeezed more out of his life. I'll just quickly say before we move on to the next category. If you ask me between Killers of the Flower Moon and Oppenheimer, again, I'm going to go for Killers of the Flower Moon here. Like,
Okay.
I find, like, I'll tell you some, because I'll have to, this is one thing I was expecting more, like, visuals. I was expecting Oppenheimer to be much more visual than it was, actually. Like,
Well,
they really
Nolan
promoted
normally
it.
is.
Exactly, that's why, because based on his past stuff, he's what he's known for. He's a master behind the camera. He knows how to get the amazing shots. He knows how to do action. He really does. But I felt with Oppenheimer, I think that because Nolan is known for that, you expected it in Oppenheimer, and you were think like I was really
Mm.
thinking there's going to be some big explosions or some crazy shit like this, uh, but there wasn't, and I was like, I was kind of expecting a bit more there. Killers of the Flower Moon, I think is a bit more visually interesting actually. And but
Okay.
I will say, if you put Scorsese and Nolan in a fight, I think for me, I'd always root for Scorsese because I really like. I don't know. It's something about the way that he
Well,
visually tells a story
I
that I
suppose
think I prefer.
I suppose that could be nominated next year. Scorsese versus Nolan, the movie,
Oh,
where they have to fight each other.
yeah,
Just
Raging Bull
two
style.
hours, 2 hours with Hans Zimmer composing,
No, it would be at least
and
3 hours. It has to be at least 3 hours. Come on,
oh yeah,
it's a
all
three-hour
right, brilliant,
movie.
maybe more, but obviously Pacino and De Niro have to show up de-aged as children. They play children. uh,
Oh,
yeah, De Niro and Pacino play Scorsese's twin sons.
uh huh. Yeah,
Who
that definitely makes
they're
sense.
like six. They're like 6, 7, right? Really young, and like, but they don't. I'm sure Pacino and De Niro can pull it off. They're amazing actors, Oscar-winning actors. They can do this. I know they can. I believe in them. Um, and then like you'd have Michael Caine and Christian Bale playing children. They're going to be Christopher Nolan's children,
Yeah,
de-age, obviously. Yeah,
he has to
Michael
bring. He has to
Caine.
bring his crew.
Yeah,
Uh, should I skip over a few categories because it's going to take forever? I'm going to
yeah.
skip
Let's
costume
do
design.
the main categories. Costume design's got to go to Napoleon or uh,
Oh, Barbie.
Barbie or uh, any other historical drama.
Actually, there was also Poor Things, and I think they use a lot of like. I think that might get. I'm not
All right.
sure. I haven't
Well,
seen it, so I can't say, but maybe.
but yeah, I think historical dramas are a shoe in. I think for costume.
Yeah. The next category then is directing. So this is a very, for me, this is a very important category. Maybe the
So
second.
No Greta Gerwig here.
No, Greta Gerwig. Yeah. So we have Anatomy of a Fool by Justine Triet, if that's how you pronounce it. Killers of the Flower Moon, Martin Scorsese, Oppenheimer, and Christopher Nolan. Poor Things, Yorgos Lanthimos, I think that's how you pronounce his name. And then we have The Zone of Interest by Jonathan Glazer. So I
No
think I've
clue.
already, huh?
No clue.
I think it's going to be. I think the one that deserves it is Killers of the Flower Moon, from what I've seen so far. But maybe I think I'm coming off across a bit biased for this movie.
Yeah,
Uh,
you really like this film, right?
I'm liking it so far. Oppenheimer, I don't think should win it. Uh, Yorgos Lanthimos for Poor Things could be a good one because I've heard very good things about Poor Things. The Zone of Interest, I think I've read about it. It's like based during World War II, and some Nazi guys like planning a perfect home near uh, Auschwitz or something. I don't know if I want to watch it really. I think it's actually a British film, but shot in German. I don't know, but I really don't know anything about it. Anatomy of a Fall, also, I don't know anything about, but I'm quite curious also about that film. By the way, I will mention this year there are a lot of like foreign and international films, a bit more than I feel there have been in other years. I don't know if you got that feeling so far.
Well, I mean, I think since I think recently we've opened the doors to it a lot more, haven't we? I think since Parasite won, uh, we've often like we often have got at least one representative for other countries.
Mm.
It does seem to like since Parasite, it really has been quite normal now. It's not obscure anymore. It's not surprising anymore.
Yeah. One thing I have noticed about the nominations this year is Killers of the Flower Moon and Oppenheimer. They both are like very America centric. Like this is a part of America's history we're
And
talking
Barbie.
about. Barbie as well. Yes, you're right. And this is the second year they've nominated something like a German war thing. Because last year we had All Quiet on the Western Front as well. So it's
Yes.
like second year there's been something like that. So I'm noticing some things, um, some patterns. But I will say I think this year. So I know there's a
Wait,
Korean
wait,
film.
wait till you see Chris Rock get up on stage and slap Greta Gerwig. Just you watch it happen.
Or maybe Greta Gerwig should slap him. Why was I not nominated?
Oh, could you imagine Chris Rock? Oh, let Chris Rock host the Oscars.
He should go on the stage with like a slap mark on his cheek or something.
I think,
Was
yeah.
that?
Well, I mean, I suppose he's always got that slap mark permanently on his face now. Anyway,
Yeah,
everyone, we will now forever. Every time we see Chris Rock, see a slap mark on his face.
yeah. You're gonna be looking at where he got slapped.
Yeah,
Exactly. Yeah.
you'll have
Did
questions.
I think the person who's hosting it this year is actually I don't know, but I think it's someone who's done it a few times before. I don't think it's going to be too interesting. Moving on.
Let Ricky Gervais do it.
Yeah. Let's skip documentary film. I haven't seen any of these. Documentary short, we'll skip. Editing. Do you want to hear about editing, or should we skip editing?
Skip editing.
All right. Best
I'm sure
international
it's the
film.
same old films that we've talked about already. Go on then,
Y-
international film.
Okay, international film. And actually, you are right. The film editing is all the ones we've already discussed.
Yeah,
International film. I don't know any of these, except the zone of interest, which you mentioned a second ago. We have Io Capitano, which is from Italy. Perfect Days from Japan. Society of the Snow from Spain. Actually, I have heard of that one, and that's based on that plane that crashed in the Andes
yeah.
in South America. The other two nominations are The Teacher's Lounge from Germany and The Zone of Interest from the UK. Uh, let's
I mean,
skip makeup and hairstyling.
it's probably they're gonna. It's probably them. One of those two.
Which ones? What?
The snow one and the zone of interest.
Hmm. I think so, maybe, but I don't know anything about the other three films, so I can't say anything. Uh, do you want to hear music, original score? So we have American Fiction, Laura Cartman. Can't say anything about that. Here's an interesting one: Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny, John Williams. Killers of the Flower
No,
Moon, Robbie. What?
I don't agree.
What? Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny.
Yeah,
Have you seen it? I haven't seen it yet.
I've seen it. It's the
Is
same.
okay.
If you've seen
um,
Indiana Jones already, it's the same. It's the fucking same.
Hmm. I'm not surprised then. Oppenheimer, and then we have Poor Things. I don't know.
Oppenheimer.
I think maybe Oppenheimer will get that one as well. But I do get annoyed with Nolan when his music is always like just tense,
Uh,
this tense
it
noise
was.
all the time. It kind of annoys me. Do you want to hear? Okay, actually, you know what I'm going to do? I'll skip music best original song. I'll just say that there are two Barbie film songs nominated here.
Oh, it'll go to
Uh,
the Barbie song. Yeah.
yeah, I think it might do. Do you want to talk now about the biggest category, the one that I
Oh,
think is the most important,
we'll,
best
we'll
picture?
we'll do best picture in a second, but I'll say just Ken's gonna win best song. I'm calling it
I
now.
I think probably you're right.
Yeah.
I thought it was a very funny song.
I hated it.
Uh, you didn't like it.
No.
I didn't expect something like that to happen in the movie, to be honest.
I what? You didn't expect them to spontaneously burst into song and dance?
Like on this level, no,
I
I wasn't,
I I was. I
and you didn't
was.
like it.
No. But I went into Barbie expecting to hate it and I didn't.
Yeah,
But
yeah, I
like
remember.
things like that that I know are going to annoy me going in still annoyed me.
Yeah,
Like a musical number, you know. Like this is my problem with the new Willy Wonka movie. I actually didn't mind it. I thought it was okay. However, they squeeze a song in at every opportunity they can. And like the original film didn't have that many songs in. It's literally every scene there's a new musical number. So
mm,
yeah, I didn't like that about the new Willy Wonka film, but I still enjoyed it.
mm. I didn't know it had any music in it, but yeah.
Oh, it's a
Maybe,
full-on musical. It's way more of a musical than the Gene Wilder one, and they are meant to be. It is meant to be a prequel to the Gene Wilder one
yeah,
because
I heard that.
they do the Oompa Loompa song and they do one of the other songs from the original.
Yeah, but for me, Wilder is always Willy Wonka, more than
Oh yeah,
anybody else.
yeah,
You
he was
can't
perfect.
replace him. Yeah.
Yeah, he was perfect.
All right, you want to hear the best
All
picture
right,
nominations, which I'm sure
this
probably you already know.
this is going to be 10 films. I don't know all of them, but yeah, go on. Oh,
Okay,
hang on. Should we see if I can name them all?
go on then. Go on.
Right.
Give us.
So, uh, so I know Oppenheimer, Killers of the Flower Moon, Poor Things. Uh, I would have assumed Napoleon, but you said no earlier, right?
I did,
Napo-
yes. There's
Napoleon's
no.
not there. Shit, that's wild. Barbie. Um, uh, yeah, I think I'm done.
Okay. To be honest, most of these films I didn't know even existed until literally they announced the nominations, and I had to Google them. So we have American Fiction,
Oh yeah.
uh, Anatomy of a Fool. This is the French
Mm.
film. Barbie, obviously. The Holdovers.
Oh
By
yeah.
the way, a friend did tell me they watched it and they thought it was very funny. It's a comedy, so I think that'll be a good one to watch. Killers of the Flower Moon, Maestro, Oppenheimer, Past Lives, which is from Korea, Poor Things, and then Zone of Interest. So that's our 10.
Huh. Well, interestingly, I've heard a lot of hype about Poor Things.
Mm,
So I'll watch Poor Things, but and again, I feel like we should save most of our judgment for when we actually do the prediction episode. But
yeah.
just first impressions, I'm going to be surprised if it doesn't go to Oppenheimer.
Okay. Okay.
But that's my initial impressions, just because it's nominated for everything. Like this film can't get away from being, you know, everyone's number one pick.
That's true. I think
So
probably in the end, a lot of the awards where Killers of the Flower Moon and Oppenheimer overlap, there will be some kind of compromise between who gets what. But
And
yeah,
maybe maybe best film will go to one and best director go to the other.
yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Something like that will happen. I think Barbie will get sidetracked for a lot of stuff. Maybe they'll win best song and some costume stuff. I can't say for the rest.
Oh, wouldn't it be amazing if it won?
That would be nuts. But
That'd
you
be
know,
so good.
I like this film, but I do feel that it would be not good if it wins too much because, like, I really think Greta Gerwig is the one who should be winning stuff and not the film itself because the film itself is just about a toy. And
Well, I
what
mean,
will this tell
let's
Hollywood to do next? Let's start
let's
making movies about everything that people buy, about consumerism. Like,
yeah, but let's not forget that Argo once won without their director being nominated. So wouldn't count it out. I wouldn't count
yeah,
it out that it could win. It is very well loved,
that's true. That's
but
true.
I still think just going off not having seen anything, I'm pretty sure it'll go to Oppenheimer.
Yeah, I think probably there is some deal already when it wins that many nominations. Shall we? Do you want to say anything else, or do you want to jump to writing? I think we've got two more categories there, and that's it.
All right, let's go. Let's go. Let's
All
move
right.
to the
This
to the writers.
I would like to say more about the best film, but I think I don't know. It might be too early for us because we don't know anything.
Mm.
Nominations for writing best adapted screenplay. We have American Fiction, Barbie, Oppenheimer, Poor Things, and Zone of Interest. And by the way,
What?
for best
But
adapted screenplay,
but isn't Killers of the Flower Moon adapted?
I think it is. Yeah, it's from a book
And it's not
actually.
nominated.
No, which is
Interesting.
yeah.
I heard it.
Apparently,
I heard it was like a shoe in. Like I'm at what? I'm quite surprised. I thought that was
well,
definitely going to be nominated because I've heard good things about the script.
yeah.
More,
I'm
I've
quite
probably heard more about this being a good script than any of the ones you've said on the list.
yeah.
That's weird.
I don't know. I will say though that Barbie, Greta Gerwig, her name is there. So if Barbie
Well,
wins, Greta Gerwig will win that.
she did write it, didn't she, or at least co-write it?
With Noam Baumbach, who I've heard of before. Noah Baumbach. I'm not sure
No,
why I know he's. Is he a director? I'm pretty sure he's a director.
hmm.
Ah, I know him.
Well,
Yes, I've seen him before, but I don't know what he's made.
I'm still surprised that Killers of the Flower Moon aren't there.
Yeah, that's a snub. That's a snub that we can say.
Would you would you really count Barbie as well? Because it's an original plot. It's an original
Yes.
story. And it's not based on the Barbie mythos. They've completely reworked the Barbie mythos as like it's more like Roger Rabbit. Like they all live in Barbie land. Like they all live in Toontown in Roger Rabbit. So like
Mm,
the rules are different. It's about the spirits of all the Barbies that have been sold in the real world all live in Barbie land. I think.
yeah,
So could you even count that as adapted material?
I
You're not
think you.
there's no real source there. It's just Barbies were popular. That's all they've gone off.
Yeah, I don't know. Like maybe adapted screenplay, they're playing it very loosely with that definition. But I agree with you. I also find that a bit strange because I think
Hmm.
everything else is based on pre-existing material. That they haven't changed too much. My guess here, my super early, very uninformed guess, is that I think it might go to American Fiction because from what I've read about the plot, it's about an African American writer who's struggling to like connect with an audience, and he's like annoyed with like stereotypes about African Americans. So he plays up uh, like I think he writes a book where he really like goes really ridiculous with the stereotypes, and the book sells really well, to his amazement. So I'm wondering if that might
That's
be,
clever.
yeah, I'm wondering if that might be a good one there for writing. But let's
Oh,
see.
I didn't know that's what it was about. That sounds really good. I'm definitely watching that.
It reminds me of another film. Have you heard of no, I can't remember it. Maybe later when we've watched these films, I'll remember the film. But it does remind me of
Mm.
something I've seen before. But it wasn't. I don't think it's on the same. It wouldn't be Oscar worthy, but it was very clever. Similar kind of topic. All right, this is our final section that we'll
Big
look
one.
at today. Yeah, this is writing original screenplay. Okay, so we got Anatomy of a Fool, The Holdovers, Maestro, May December. I've never heard of that, and Past Lives. So, if we think politically about compromises, Past Lives might get an award here because it didn't get. I don't think it's got too many nominations. I know it's nominated for Best Film, so maybe if it doesn't win Best Film, it might get Best Writing Original Screenplay.
It'd be nice if something obscure gets best screenplay then.
Yeah,
Something that didn't get a bunch of nominations, but had a cracking little script. Yeah, all right.
that would be
I
nice.
would. Yeah, it would be nice.
That's
All
the
right.
Oscars. We skipped quite a few categories, but I think if we went through all of them,
I
we'd be
mean,
here forever.
it's just a reaction, like initial reactions to it. Now we're going to go watch all the films, make sure we're all boned up on our knowledge, and then we'll come back.
Hmm. I think that's the plan. I think that's something the listeners can uh,
But
look forward to.
when, when is the Oscars? When is the day?
Good question. I've googled that like 5 or 6 times, and I always forget. When are the Oscars 2024? They are on March 11th. Listeners, we have lots of Oscar stuff coming about trivia. We'll also follow up, give our predictions, and then follow up with what actually happened. And we also have some other Oscar stuff that we've discussed, but we forgot, and we'll have to talk about later to remind ourselves what it was.
Pretty
So
much,
stay tuned for Oscar stuff, probably for like the next, like for the whole of February, I guess, and
all of
probably into a bit of
February into
March.
March. Yeah,
Yeah.
about a month
So
and a half.
yeah, pretty much. I say, yeah. I guess that's it for now, huh?
That's that for now. Thank you all for coming out and listening to us. We are Film Shrapnel. Go check us out on the app formerly known as Twitter at Film Shrapnel, capital F, capital S. You can find us over on YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, all the usual suspects. If you don't like listening to us on Spotify, we're on Audible. We're on all the other places that I don't remember the names of. Uh, we're like literally everywhere. We've infected the internet. We are there. You can find us now.
Yeah, it's pretty hard to avoid us.
Yeah,
Um,
we are coming at you.
yeah.
And until next time,
Until next time, until more Oscar stuff. Bye.
Shrapnel.